Well, good morning, friends. It is 5 a.m., day 327. And isn't that something? Here we are, yet again, for another morning routine workout. It is Thursday. I had a good night's sleep. I actually slept 8 hours. For me, that is a big victory. That literally doesn't happen very often, so I'm very happy about that. So I actually woke up, like properly woke up by myself without the aid of any alarm or anything else. And I feel really good and really well rested, and that's also nice because I have an incredibly long day ahead of me. So I'm actually very happy that fate helped me sleep so well last night. Amazing. How are you doing this morning? Like I said, it's 5 a.m. where I'm at here in Amsterdam, but maybe your day is just ending, so you're getting ready to go to bed or to wrap up your day, or your day is just starting as well, or you're already through the middle of your day. Let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear from you and know how you're doing and what you're doing. Maybe you've already done your workout or planning to do your workout or anything. You go ahead and let me know. Hey there, YouTube punk. How's it going? It's good to see you. I was wondering if you'd be around at this time of day. I think I'm 30 minutes earlier than usual, but that's because I also have to get out the door at one point this morning to be on my way for work. A big event today. Just starting your own workout. Amazing. Good luck. And you know, when you have a chance in between sets or something, drop by and say hi. And let me know what kind of workout you're doing today. Is it kettlebells, conditioning? Are you going for a run, strength? I'd love to hear from you and to know. So you're going to be doing some mobility along with me. That's cool. That's cool. And I hope all is well for you over in Texas. And friends, for anyone else who's watching, decided to drop by, because I think my friend YouTube Punk knows the story. My name is Toby. I am 40 years old, and I train for living an active, self-sufficient, and adventurous life. That means I mind my sleep, which is why I started off celebrating the fact that I got 8 hours of sleep tonight. I try to get 7 to 9 every day, usually around 7, 7.5, so 8 is good. I mind my nutrition. I try to eat within my energy balance, applying the 90-10 rule, so 90% of the time trying to actually be very mindful and eat what I would consider fresh, healthy, whole foods, but there's room for other stuff in there as well. Then I do strength training, conditioning training, and mobility training with kettlebells. Maybe you saw yesterday that my training got interrupted. I train at 5 in the morning because that is usually the only hour that I have to myself between family life and work. Kids usually wake up between 6 and 7. But yesterday everyone decided to wake up at 5:30, so I had to cut my workout short in the morning. This is about the way I feel, not about the way I look. I, at 40 years old, want to feel fit and competent for whatever life is going to throw my way. I want to have full use of my body mobility, but also taking up little challenges like walking up 6 flights of stairs at work, or being able to run with a suitcase in hand across the airport terminal are things that I would like to do and be able to keep doing throughout life. So if that's something you're interested in, you know, you can go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and let me know where you are in your fitness journey, because this is where I am 1 year in, and I've been quite serious about this now for the last 7 years, and I can tell you it's been paying off for me. Remember, we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on, because it's the person we are today who's going to get us to where we want to be tomorrow. And I think sometimes we forget that a little bit of kindness to ourselves goes a long way in motivating ourselves and keeping ourselves going on whatever fitness journey we decide to go on, because fitness is incredibly personal, right? And everyone has different goals. Could be weight maintenance, could be getting faster, could be getting stronger, could be weight loss, could be weight gain, could be training for a specific sport like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Judo, could be running for an event, could be high rocks or CrossFit, whatever it is you're training for, just remember, doing something you enjoy is going to help you be consistent over time, and it's the person you are today who's going to help you do all the work you need to do today and tomorrow to get to where you want to be. And the only way to get anything done, friends, is by showing up and doing the work. So I'm going to read that last comment, and then I'm going to start the timer, and we're going to get started as well. Roberto Gonzalez, hello from Chile. Hello, Roberto, hola. Todo bien? Thanks for dropping by and saying hi, and I hope you're doing well where you are in the world. Thank you very much, friend. And I think I've seen you here before on the channel. Correct me if I'm wrong, so I'm very happy to see you again. And I appreciate you wishing me a good Thursday, and I wish you a good evening if it is time to go to bed where you are in the world, and a good day tomorrow when you rise to do what it is you're going to do. I'm glad to hear that, and thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Here, we're going to get started. Mobility this morning, and we're going to do some catch-up kettlebell work from the interrupted workout from yesterday a bit later on, but that is a different story. Alright. Do some breathing in and using the diaphragm to push everything down and expanding the stomach cavity. And working on the neck as well. So taking this, looking surprised almost, just moving the neck, moving the head forward and backward. This will be a good check-in with how well we're actually using this part of the body, and you'll notice, especially nowadays, I've noticed since I started doing this mobility routine just how detrimental to my health and mobility certain daily postures are, specifically sitting behind the desk the other way, turning the head the other way, sitting behind the desk, but also standing with a phone in hand, staring down, like the head basically just hanging forward, because it's the most convenient position almost, right? To hold yourself upright. Your muscles would actually need to be willing to do some work. And we're just rotating sideways and sideways, 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 and sideways. And just using that range of motion in the neck. And by the way, you may have noticed or not, I haven't been complaining about my left shoulder as much, because it seems whatever we did recently with the physiotherapist has really been paying off in terms of relaxing those muscles and actually regaining mobility control over how I move with those muscles. So, hey, that's good news. So, let's look at the habits we're trying to change this week. Remember last week we were doing a glass of water, one extra glass of water every day, just to see how easy or hard it would be to fit something new into our routine. And then armed with some of that knowledge and experience, we're going to take on a slightly bigger challenge this week. This week we're going to, besides having that extra glass of water at the same time every day, we were also going to look into actually trying to add a 10 to 15 minute walk to our daily routine. And have you been able to add that in? And so I said, how I've been doing that is when I get to the train station after my commute, I build in a short walk. It's about 5 or 10 minutes extra walking in the day, and somewhere in the middle of the day I try to go out, usually around lunchtime, and preferably with a colleague if we have a meeting where we don't need a lot of pen, paper, computers, but just need to talk some things through and spend that time actually talking those things through while we're walking, which is another 20 or 30 minutes of movement every day. Jeffrey Scott, thanks for dropping by and saying hi. I hope you're doing well where you are in the world. It's 5:15 where I am. 5:15 a.m. I have to say. And I'm working on my mobility. I'm going to do a little bit of core, and I'm going to move on to some kettlebell conditioning with kettlebell swings and cleans. So that's what we're doing today. Thanks for all mind saying hi, and I hope you're doing well where you are in the world. I'm just taking it easy, going from joints to different joints, just working on mobility and how different joints can be used to our advantage. Right? And I've said this before. We don't tend to see health as a primary need in life. We only notice there's something wrong with our health when it's deteriorating or when we're ill. And that means we're generally not inclined to do a lot of work to avoid negative, poor health outcomes, to prevent loss of mobility or disease, which is a missed opportunity, because the better we're able to use our body, the more we use it, the more we'll maintain the function of it. But more than that, the better our general health outcomes will be, because we were made to move and to use our body in more ways than we tend to use it in life today. And I think maybe we've even forgotten just how much use we can get out of our body if we keep activating it to be used in the way in which it was intended to be used for what it was designed. But anyway, we were talking about adding that 10 to 15 minute walk to your routine, right? Because what we're trying to do this month is figure out, we're being smart about 2025. So we all know 2025 is coming. And we all know that whether we like it or not, there's always some sort of an urge to do something different or new for the new year, as a New Year's resolution, to try and change something about our lives for the better. I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good momentum. We're just rocking back and forth, by the way, for the hip mobility here. I think that's a good momentum, a good moment, and also a very natural moment to come out of darkness and into a period where the days will start to get longer. There will be more light. It starts to get warmer. So, but one of the reasons that we tend to fail to keep our New Year's resolutions is because they're somewhat unrealistic in terms of the expectations we put on ourselves. So it's not that the end goal of getting healthier or fitter, or losing weight or gaining weight or getting stronger or running a marathon or competing in a powerlifting or bodybuilding meet or whatever it is that you want to strive for in that year, is unrealistic. I think those are perfectly attainable. What is unrealistic often is the expectation that any routine that is going to help us get healthier and fitter is going to easily and simply fit into the day-to-day of our current life. And that, I think, is something that we can address by doing these little challenges. So first of all, adding a glass of water to our daily routine will show us that simply remembering to do something every day and how to set up ourselves and our environment to do so is already a challenge. And then, based on that, looking at trying to add a glass of water is 1 minute in a day. Trying to add 10 minutes of just moving, walking around is an interesting challenge, because it will show us how easy or hard it is to find some extra time somewhere in the day at some point to exercise a bit more. So it doesn't mean we have to put on our sports clothes and hit the gym. It just means that in the shoes that we're wearing, putting on a coat we might usually put on anyway, how can we move around for an extra 5 or 10 or 15 minutes in the course of the day? And I think, again, two of the lessons there are that we're going to see ourselves that despite having the desire and the goal to want to be healthier and fitter in life, understanding that it is going to help us live maybe a more fulfilling, a happier, and carefree life than we are doing today, that it is actually quite difficult to adapt the structures of our day-to-day to accommodate the effort required to accomplish our goals. And with those insights, if we have those now already, we're thinking about what we need to do in order to be able to successfully implement a behavior change, whether that's eating differently or exercising more or sleeping better. Because next week we're going to add a 15-minute wind-down routine at the end of the day for ourselves. Yeah. So we're trying to do any of those things coming from a realistic expectation for life, for ourselves, that we are somehow set in our ways, that we have a daily routine, that we have responsibilities, that we have demands, that we have commitments, and that in that mix, doing something for ourselves, carving out the time for ourselves, is one of the biggest challenges, and then finding something in that time that we can do consistently because we enjoy it, it brings us pleasure and joy, even if we don't directly see results. Those are two of the biggest challenges of why New Year's resolutions are so hard to keep up with, because we don't consider the context in which we're trying to make those changes. Hey, YouTube punk. Those are quite intense exercises. YouTube punk. I hope the training is going well, and that you're keeping up with the schedule you set for yourself. And as always, I appreciate you hanging out here in the chat. What weights are you using today, by the way? What weights do you usually train with? And I'm very grateful to the follower, by the way, who sent me this exercise to add to my routine, because I feel it's brought me a lot. And it's a nice addition in terms of mobility and flexibility. Is that a poor man's gym? It's a bit hard to tell from this distance, but I think, judging by the length of the name and what I can see from the thumbnail. How are you doing today, friend? I hope you're doing all right. I hope life is treating you well. I've been seeing a lot of your live streams pop up in my feed recently. It looks like you are on a roll, sir, and you're doing quite well. I'm happy to see that. And I hope you're able to keep up and that you're doing well in life as well, where you are today. So we were talking about making small behavior changes, right? Next week, we've gone through with the walk, and we've figured out how easy or hard it is to add a walk to our routine every day. Then, now we're going to figure out next week how we can find 10 to 15 minutes at the end of the day to wind down and prepare better for bed. So that's not just, brushing your teeth and putting on pajamas and getting under the blankets, but what is it actually going to take for you to get to bed with the full intention of going to sleep and finding at rest? Because we can all want to exercise more throughout the day. We can all want to do more, challenge our bodies more, and I think that's completely fine. But I think what we tend to forget is that a part of that challenge then is that we need to sleep better, recover better, eat better, right? Fuel the activity, but also recover from the activity. And the sad fact of life is the only time we recover from activity is when we are sleeping. I think we just need to remember that finding a good sleeping routine and from that a good nutrition regime are going to be instrumental and key in becoming healthier and fitter over time. Jim, sleep better. Oh, thanks. No, I don't. But that's all good. I was just curious where you're finding the inspiration. Sleep well. Take care and keep up the good work. Keep going. It's impressive. No, I gave up on Instagram a long time ago. It's not for me, and I have enough challenges. Maintaining my focus with the YouTube app on my phone. I also tend to browse Reddit more than I should. So what I'm actually trying to train myself to do, and it's one of the things that I'm going to conquer 2025, is to spend just about 0 time browsing those kinds of sites and apps next year, focusing 100% on real life out here, and family and friends, and health and fitness, and living. So sadly, I won't be adding Instagram to the mix, even if it were to make sense, a part of an ideal world where I have a lot of followers on Instagram as well. No, it's YouTube or bust when it comes to this channel. And maybe one day I'll be able to afford someone who can manage an Instagram and a TikTok for me, but I'm definitely not going to take on that load myself. I care about my mental health too much. All right. There we go. Now, ankles, knees. See, but there's things that I talk about when it comes to little habit and behavior changes. And for anyone who's watching, my name's Toby, I'm 40 years old, and I'm trying to live an active, self-sufficient and adventurous life at 40, but also at 50, 60, at 70, and at 80, because I'd like to get older, somewhat free of disease and discomfort. So how I'm doing that is I'm trying to sleep better, eat better, and exercise better. 7 to 9 hours of sleep, eating well within my energy balance, minding that I take in enough protein to meet my muscle building goals, strength training, conditioning training, and mobility training. And I live stream every day, so if that's something you're interested in, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because that's what we talk about. And like I was saying, like all of these little behavior changes that I'm talking about here, whether it is me trying to drink more water, or me trying to exercise more, me trying to wake up in the morning, me trying to manage the time and focus I have for my family and friends or at work, or me trying to actually change a habit that is eating a lot of my time without bringing me a lot of value, like doom scrolling. Yeah. The trick to those behavior changes really is understanding what's driving them, what cues and environment is actually causing me to do those kinds of things, and then figuring out new and better behaviors and engaging in that mental battle for my focus. So there's a focus meditation that I've tried to help redirect my attention, that I want to reintroduce again for a while at the start of next year, and also just finding little interruptions that are going to help me make the most out of any changes I try to make. Consume content. Hey, but that's exactly it. Workout done. Good for you. I am impressed. You are somewhat more on the money than I am this morning. I'm still taking my time. And I'm trying to learn how to do these Cossack squats with the weight racked. Which is quite a different physical challenge, but I'm glad that I've gotten strong enough and mobile enough throughout the year to be able to do it. All right, final stretch. Then we're going to do some core and swings. So hey, listen, I have challenges, you have challenges, right? You can be in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, trying to figure out how to live a healthier, fitter life. I don't have all the answers. I'm figuring this out as we're going along, but I'm curious and interested in it, and I hope you are as well. And if you are, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and we can continue this conversation in YouTube Punk. Great shout out to you for getting your workout done today, and I hope you're going to feel good and satisfied and ready to get a good night's sleep to take on the challenges that tomorrow is going to bring. That tomorrow will bring. But I know you've got this because you always show up and do the work, friend. And you know, as for today's workout, you can see, taking it easy, we've been at it for 30 minutes. Another 10 to 15 minutes to go. And then we're going to have to call it a day and get started to put together my clothes and outfit for a big work event today. going to slightly change the set timer. Merlin Yenis. Hi Merlin, thanks for dropping by, saying hi. Hope you're doing alright. I appreciate you dropping by to say hello. And I hope you're well where you are in the world. It's 5:42 a.m. where I'm at, and we're entering the last stage this morning workout. Workout short and simple-ish. Workouts are more strange and methodic. Your shoulders better. I think YouTube punk, whatever works for us in the moment, right? Not sure if I would call my workout strategic and methodic, but I do appreciate you calling that out. And I'd be curious what kind of workouts you're doing. And Merlin, I'm not sure what you mean with working out the pelvis. If you want to elaborate on that for me, that'd be great. We're doing one-sided swings for the next 10 minutes. Because that'll challenge the core to stay stable and straight with the weight dragged in one direction. Eddie Spaghetti, good morning. Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. I hope you're doing well and that you're having a good day where you are in the world. And I appreciate you dropping by and coming back again. And I'm glad that the way I speak is in some way useful to you. And to anyone else watching. So, my name is Toby. I'm 40 years old, and I train to live an active, self-sufficient, and adventurous life. Second set. Not only now, but also as I age 50, 60, 70, trying to keep up and feel fit and competent for whatever life's going to throw at me. So I do that by minding my sleep, what I eat, strength training, conditioning training, mobility, trying to live stress-free, good connections with my friends and family, and generally doing things that I enjoy and that give me a sense of reward and pleasure. Now, if that's something you're interested in talking about, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel, leave a comment here, because I think we're slightly on a roll in terms of making small changes to our life. And small changes to our health and fitness can have a big impact overall. So, so little changes can have a big impact to our life, not only directly, but also over time. And I can only tell you from my experience, really having gotten into a steady morning routine this year, is how much it brought me based on 3 experiences, 9, 10. The first one being my shoulder. After spending a year trying to fix it, after spending years not being able to do presses overhead, trying to figure out how to fix my shoulder, and spending a year learning through kettlebell that I do have overhead mobility, but that it is in some way limited, and seeking out a physiotherapist who's helped me work on how well that shoulder's been moving to now, for the first time in a long time, being pain-free and stronger on my left side is, I think, great, and I'm very happy about that. The second one is the conversation I had with that cab driver in London the other day, where the cab driver in London turned out to be a 66-year-old gentleman, and we ended up talking about health and fitness, and he knew a lot. So I asked him, if he works out. He started telling me everything that he was doing, and I thought, that's cool. I asked him, but why? Why is this so important to you? And he said, it's hard to stay fit and healthy as we grow older, and if I don't use it, I'll lose it. And I want to be able to play with my grandkids, spend time with them, and have the energy to do so, to do the 7th set, by the way. And I thought, wow, he just confirmed everything that I keep telling myself, and that I keep repeating on the stream as well, is that if we continue training and being active throughout our life, strategically, with a clear goal in mind, it's not that I'm going to be as fit at 70 as I am today, but chances are I'm going to be better able to keep doing the things that I want to do at that age, because I've been able to maintain and keep up a certain amount of physical ability over time. And that's really all we're after, isn't it? That's the only thing we really need to want to be doing at this stage. I know it's fun to challenge ourselves, doing things like CrossFit and high rocks. I also think that we need to be careful of too much wear and tear, going too intense and too hard, which might also defeat the purpose. Not that those kinds of sports necessarily do that, but it's more our own drive and ambition in relation to our ability to recover and to our current status of health and fitness. Third story was this summer's vacation to the mountains, where we were hiking 10 to 12 to 14 kilometers out a day, and where I had to hike up and down mountains carrying 12 or 16 kilos, i.e. not kettlebells, but either or both of my children. And the thing is, it was good fun. Why was it good fun? Because I was fit enough and capable enough to simply lift them up and do that. And because of that, we all enjoyed wonderful walks and hikes through the mountains. And we had an amazing time without anyone getting too tired, grumpy, or injured from carrying those kinds of loads, hours on end throughout the day. And I can tell you, I saw enough parents struggling on the mountains. Because we underestimate how intense going up and down mountainside, mountain path can be. And that's it. We're done for today, friends. Good 50 minutes of work in and 45 minutes of work, and we're going to call it a day. Ghost Phantom, hello friend. Thanks for dropping by, saying hi. Hi. Trust that you're doing well where you are in the world, and I hope you're having a good day. Whether it's the end of the day or beginning of the day. For me, it's the beginning of the day. It is 5:55 a.m. and I'm about to wrap up here and get on with the rest of the working day. Like I always say, there are 23 other hours in the day. My glass of water. I'm going to make a cup of coffee next. And then we're going to get on with the day. Yeah, for the work event, maybe. On the mountain for the hikers. No, I don't think, even though they might be interested in getting fitter and healthier, I don't think they'd appreciate the call out to their current condition. And I think everyone's on their own health and fitness journey, right, at any given time. Just saying, I noticed the difference. And I noticed for me, what I was able to do, in large part, was because of the kinds of training I'd been engaging in for the last year and a half. And I'm sorry I can't do a backflip, but thanks for asking, for dropping by, and I hope you're doing well. For anyone else who's watching, friends, this is the end of the training. My name's Toby. I'm 40 years old and I train to live an active, self-sufficient and adventurous life at 40, 50, 60. So if you're in your early, mid-30s, 40s, 50s, you're interested in getting healthy and fit as a man, you go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I talk about life, how I approach health and fitness, how I approach life in general, and we can have this conversation in the chat under videos or on live streams at any time that I'm here. I'm usually here every day. Remember, this is about the way I feel, not about the way I look, and I want to feel fit and competent and capable for life. And we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can actually move on, because it's the person we are today who's going to help us get to where we want to be tomorrow. And being consistent in that endeavor requires some motivation, some kindness, and also finding things that we enjoy doing, because if we enjoy doing things, we keep coming back to do more of them. And the only way, friend, to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. YouTube Punk, Poor Man's Gym, Eddie Spaghetti, Ron, Merlijn, Hader424, Jeffrey Scott, Roberto Gonzalez. Thank you all for dropping by and saying hi today. I appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you in a next video. You'll take care. And you, Punk, have a good night's rest after that training session. Take care, friends. See you tomorrow.